unlimited time here.
Well, you said you want to keep it to an hour anyway.
Yeah, we'll know when it's over.
Okay.
So if it goes a little over, a little under, it's all good.
Yeah, I can't. I can find this guy's name, the artist. Yeah, I forgot who. Anyway, it's some artist that's big, well known, and we were like, "Who the fuck is this?" And you sit down in this. He has this smoking room that is like it's an outdoor screen-in porch, like my screen-in porch, but it's circular. It has a fireplace at the end of it. It has a dome. It goes up to a dome like this. Nice furniture in there. We were all out there watching TV, chilling, and the artist was whoever this guy was. They were working in the studio. They were upstairs. Like I said, Dream was sitting there tapping out some on the MPC on the
some
kitchen
melodies.
table.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
it was
like, oh no, this is only worth $250,000.
Yeah,
like
yeah. I was like, oh, it's the Dream. He's like, yeah, how you doing? I'm the Dream. Nice to meet you. I was like, nice to meet you too.
I know exactly who you are, sir. Anyway, y'all, welcome to Give Us a Minute, also known as Digital Detox. We have a very special guest here today. We have the honorable, the legendary.
Oh man!
Like what else? What else? The folk story of Frank Brown. Y'all make some noise for Frank Brown. You know what I'm saying? Make some noise. Clap it up.
I'll make some noise for that intro myself.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting better at it.
Man. Wow.
How you feeling, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm cool. I'm hanging in, man. I just finished up a gig and I had to come back here and put on a different hat.
All right.
Of engineer and podcaster now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know the game, man. As Jamaican folk, we have 12 different jobs.
Different jobs, 12 different jobs, man. So in that case, I'm asking, so where did it all start for you, man? When did it all begin?
I thought I was interviewing you, sir.
See how you have to have many jobs to be ready to do whatever. I started off just by asking you how it started for you. Look at that.
It started out for me. I'll make this brief. It started out for me. I've always been like performing since I was like young. 3, 4. I have 2 brothers. So that's always entertainment in and of itself. So, my parents, when they used to bring over like their church friends over to the house, I used to always want to, dance and sing for them. It was natural. It's always been natural. So when I started playing the violin when I was still living in the Bronx at Kappa 4, it's violin. I know you play drums. Violin, for those who don't know, is the second most difficult instrument in the world to play. Yeah. Number 1 is French horn. Okay? So with violin, you're not going to get a decent sound until like 3 or 4 years in. And that's with dedication. You see what I'm saying? So it was a new school of 88 kids. None of us played the violin. Most people didn't have any musical background. I've been performing my entire life. So I was just like, you know what? They were saying that we have to do a performance. I'm like, I'm not going to get on that stage and embarrass myself. I'll figure it out to a point where I sound decent to my liking at that time. And when I performed, with the 88 kids from the orchestra, everybody said the same thing. They were just like, Matt, them kids fucking suck. But you, sir, you stood out. You did your thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shortly after that, I moved off to Jersey. I was never like, the most academically sound student, So I'm just like, you know what? Let me just stick to something that's going to like just keep my GPA overall up. Taking orchestra, you're going to get an easy A.
That's a lot of thought process into a young person. I'm going to say that. And that obviously says a lot about who you are.
I'm a very calculated motherfucker.
Yeah, to be that calculated at such an early age is pretty impressive. Go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We can interrupt all goddamn thing. We talking as friends, Fred. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty impressive.
So what ended up happening was, you never met my parents, right? Yeah, you never met them. So, God bless them and everything, but they never really endorsed confrontation, physical, mental, or any other. So what ended up happening was essentially, again, just being calculated. I already knew if I put myself in any position where there was going to be confrontation amongst these kids, especially as the new kid, that's my ass. I want to play Street Fighter on the weekend, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, there was one altercation that I got into. There was, how like every middle school got like the bad chick that everybody wants? Everybody. So what ended up happening was I was always like a kid that was smart enough and witty enough to hang around with the cool kids, but I wasn't necessarily part of their group. That was you too. Hold it up high, sir. So
I knew I had to go to class
Mhm.
because my parents weren't playing that.
Mhm.
But I walked this fine line of semi-hood.
Mhm.
I wouldn't hang out at the black door for long.
The black doors.
I'd walk in,
Mhm.
I'd walk out. But in between classes and during this, I was not there where most of them were. But I knew all of them. Made a link between them. But my goal was to survive at home. Home was more significant than school.
Absolutely.
And my behind was worth more than me hanging out with them. So I knew all those people, like you, and you walk that line. And that makes them that's very interesting.
So me and my younger brother always say the same thing. Like, we were born and raised in the Bronx. We say it very proudly. Mm-hmm. We are not hood niggas. Mm-hmm. We are hood babies. Mm-hmm. There's a very big difference.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like kids that were just born, poor and whatever, but they're not street guys.
Right.
We just happen to live amongst the street people. But your parents still see the value in you. Like, yeah, you can go over here, but you cannot go over there.
Right.
I ain't playing that with you.
Right.
And they were right. They was spot on about that shit. Yeah. But ultimately though, I got into this one conversation with this one chick. She thought she was trying to be slick. She was trying to be funny. So she made some joke trying to single me out amongst like the school table. I'll never forget this. And
Is that lunch?
Yeah, lunch at BF. So I was just like, okay, all right. So she was, you know how like there's certain kids that come from like different countries and being that they don't speak the language, they have to like be held back a year or two. Mm-hmm. She was one of those. So she was
had some nerve.
She was getting some of them lady parts early on in 8th grade. That's why everybody wanted her. You know what I'm saying? She was fine. So I ain't going front. She was super duper fine. I'll never take that away from her.
Right.
So I was like, word. I'm like, that's why you blah, blah, blah age in the 8th grade. Straight face. Straight mean mug face. And she didn't like that.
No, that's nothing to like.
She didn't like that. So, everybody was going crazy. Oh, the new kid is going crazy. The new kid's going crazy. Oh my God. Like some WrestleMania shit. You know. The way that you're laughing right now is just like nah, he caught you.
Yeah.
He caught you. You thought that you was doing something crazy. He caught you. So, girls are girls. So she ended up going to like the dean who was also Hispanic.
Oh, now she mad.
Yeah, she mad. Yeah. Went to the dean who's also Hispanic and was just like, puppy dog tears. Like, he said this about me. Yeah. And, back in the day, I just don't want no trouble as a kid. I know my parents don't play despite what the situation was.
Right.
Dean called me to the office, just like, did you say so-and-so about so-and-so? Being a kid, I was like, no, I didn't say it. Now? You goddamn right I said this shit. You know what I'm saying? You tell her to watch her goddamn mouth and maybe won't have a problem next time.
I'll say it again.
You want to talk to my mother? Here's her number, 917, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway.
Say it again.
So what ended up happening was, now I didn't even notice that I noticed this at that time, right? Ultimately, I was playing a losing game only because of how, like, my parents ran that household. Mm-hmm. And I'm not blaming them for that. I understand why it worked. Yeah. So what ended up happening was, instead of going to lunch, I ended up spending all my time in the music room. So I was just in the music room, talking to my teachers, talking to like band directors, orchestra, just playing. Mm-hmm. Just playing. Mm-hmm. Eventually a talent show came up and, first place winner, like I think we won like a couple of dollars or something like that. But I didn't understand the currency of like attention at that time. So I made a little bit of money. And the next thing you know, a lot of these chicks that I thought I could never get access to, now they giving me the time of day.
Know you, yeah.
I was like, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. And it never stopped. It never stopped. So it started out as like money and attention. Right. But then now it's just like, no, I'm actually like really good at this. And I figured out how to like carve out my own little niche.
Sure.
Sure. But that's my story. But we ain't here to talk about me. We here to talk about you.
See how I flipped that around?
You know what I'm saying? Got to cool down a little bit, get your thoughts together. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what I'm even going to answer. So I couldn't even get my thoughts together. But go ahead.
So Frank, tell the people how you got, birthed into the music industry.
Literally birthed into it.
Yeah.
My father, first and foremost, Frank Brown Sr., was a drummer as well. Mm-hmm. One of the first black drummers in the local 802 union in New York, way back. He's started out very early and was actually on the road playing at 19, the age of 19. So with that, he started playing with, of course, it was, the age of jazz and the early onset of jazz and that bebop era and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And he played with, and it segued into R&B, it segued into Broadway and recordings, and he played with a lot of the big names, man. And what's crazy is I could go on and on about different people he played with. Interestingly enough, Sam Taylor and all these big names, man. My father, one of the big things I love is that my father was the second drummer in the Broadway play Pearly. Mm-hmm. So I used to go with him on the matinee days, and if I was out of school or whatever, like summer or whatever, and sit in the pit. And
that's an experience.
It's an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about Cleavon Little on stage with Sherman Hemsley, with George Jefferson, Cleavon Little, Melba Moore. She played Ludi Bell, and seeing these people, and I know the soundtrack forward and backward at this point because I also played the play myself in college, and I think in high school too. I want to say. And Teaneck High School, I think we did a rendition of it through the years. So literally, but all these people, what my father used to tell people about one specific song that he played on. And I used to think it was the silliest song. And he set me straight on this. Because he was like, he would meet people and they'd say, well, if they didn't really know his background, what did you play on? Who'd you play with? He's like, I played on this, I played on this. But the song that you would know that I played on was, and he'd say, The Name Game. Mm-hmm. See, that didn't move you.
Because me, Frank, I don't know all of everything.
Right, but you know a lot.
I know a lot. I know what I know very well.
But if I sing it, you're gonna know it. Mm-hmm. Now, before I attempt to sing it,
you got some auto-tune on here, man?
No. I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna do the little melody. I said to him one day, I was about 22 years old. I was out of college. I said, Dad, why, out of all the things you've done, all the big names that you've played with, why do you always bring up The Name Game, that silly song? He said, looked me right in the eye and said, you don't get it, do you? I said, no, what do you mean I don't get it? He said, how many people have I mentioned that to that don't know that song? Even after he would have to sing it. Because you're going to know it as soon as I say it.
I am. I already know.
And he said, no, everybody knows that song. He said, because it has gone through the years, through the centuries at this point. I said, yeah, you're right. And that's when I knew. The Name Game is that song that you see still on commercials and things. They sing it in schools and things. It's that song that goes da 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 da, and they're singing the same person's name, Matty, Bo Banny. But my father's on that session. That's my father on the drums on that recording session.
You see, and that's this is the crazy thing about like actually meeting you, Frank. It's just like I've noticed the people that I've been closest with, like organically, they tend to have a very deep and rich history. Not only within themselves, but also in like the lineage of their family. That is insane.
It's crazy because he set me. Because I wanted all the more modern stuff or the stuff that musicians would know. But he's like, most of the people I'm talking to when they ask me these questions aren't musicians, so they're not that in depth with music. But this is the one song that everybody knows, and he was right. You see how I just sang it for you?
Yeah, I knew right away.
Right away.
And look how many generations that transcended, too.
Yeah, a woman's name was Shirley something. I forgot her name. The one who sang it. That's my father on the recording session. That's him playing drums. When you hear the original, that's my father on drums. He went on and he had, he had his own jazz group called BVD, Bass Vibes and Drums Trio. They did some covers. They did some originals. And that's how I was born into it. So.
That's fire. That's fire. And I want to jump into too how like you and I met. So for those who don't know, if you live within the greater Teaneck area or Bergen County, and you are some sort of musician, singer, player, whatever, you probably came across Frank's studio at one point. And I'll say this, all of this equipment that you see here, blame this guy. Blame this guy. Blame this guy and blame DJ Scoop, who was on the last episode. You guys were the first people that introduced me to like professional gear. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I still remember those days too. I was very timid, very unsure.
We all were. We don't just show up too sure of ourselves, because that's what also keeps us humble.
Mm-hmm. So that was the first time, like, going into your studio. That's where I met Sly. I actually walked into
Shout out to Sylvester Lewis, my engineer, my very good friend.
He gonna be on here too.
Okay.
Eventually. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gotta have Sly up on here, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like the first studio environment where I was just like, okay, these aren't just pros. These are pros that like want to cultivate the vibe. And it's just like, that's when I started to really understand that like sometimes the vibe, the environment that you create is more important than having the most state-of-the-art, like, you know, professional studio.
Yeah.
Does your artist feel comfortable here?
Right.
To make mistakes and also to do great.
And to be free.
That's it. And with between like you and Sly, I felt like that instantly. Mm-hmm. Instantly. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like, you know, it inspired me so much. I'm like, yo, I want to work in studio work more often, but I couldn't afford it. Hence the birth of all of this goddamn equipment now.
He bought his own equipment. Yeah. We ain't seen him since.
Yeah. Facts.
That's not true. That's not true. He's come back, but yeah.
Yeah, I found ways. Ways to like jump in there. But it's just like outside of the studio too, like Frank, you have been like a mentor. Like very early on. You see what I'm saying? Like you weren't just the guy that was just like, okay, you do good. You were the first person to ask me when I started playing the violin. I came to your studio. You
had already been playing the violin when you came to the studio.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Let's be clear. Like I'm not taking credit for this man's violin acumen. He's amazing in what he does. Now, I know the question that you're going to tell the viewers.
Yes.
But
I'll let you go down that
I'm not taking credit because I had nothing to do with this. He was amazing before that with what he was doing.
I was when I came to your studio.
Go ahead.
I was still finding myself.
That's fine.
I was still finding myself.
We're all still finding ourselves, but I can't take credit for that. But go ahead.
So after I was done like recording and everything, we did like a quick little mix.
We were doing
Money Tree.
Right.
It was definitely it was in that like Money Tree phase. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we did a quick little mix on it, whatever. Frank listened to it, and I'm saying cut everything off. He was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna ask you, what do you plan on doing with this? Mm-hmm. And I did not understand the question. I thought you was talking about just the song itself. Mm. I'm like, I'm gonna just put this out. He was like, no. Mm. That nice vibe that Frank got in that studio, that shit turned off. Like, no, we got to answer some questions. Mm-hmm. With the violin specifically, where do you want to go? Mm-hmm. And I'll let you tell the rest of the story on why you asked me that question.
I asked that question because, one, I know that the violin is a very delicate and different instrument for modern music. Mm-hmm. We use it in a modern mode for R&B, and usually it's just electronic because we're playing synths and using it on songs. But here you had a solo artist that had this amazing potential. But even with all the stuff that I'd done with other people marketing-wise and trying to help them navigate what they were doing, and they had more conventional instruments, whether it was an instrument or vocals, it was really about, in my mind, I was like, what the hell are you going to do with this?
Yeah.
But I want to help this young man who's, you know, cool with me, because this is tough. So I want to get your perspective on where you saw this going, more so than just throwing it out into the internet and seeing where it landed, right? So that you had a actual plan. Mm-hmm. So even if you didn't have an answer right then, and I don't think you really had a solid, concrete answer right then,
I did not.
I wanted to send you home with some thought-provoking information.
And I remember too, you had a list of names. When you asked me like what do you want to do? Eventually, when we got down to what you actually meant, you're just like, yo, this person was a violinist. This person was a violinist. This person was huge as a violinist. This person is
I had done my research. But I didn't even have to do the research. These are people I had seen.
Yeah.
Who I was like, it didn't work.
And on top of that, we didn't even touch that too. Outside of your drumming, how did you see all of these other violinists?
How did I see them personally?
Yeah, because you don't just play drums.
No.
For your 9 to 5. You don't play drums for your 9 to 5.
No, exactly. I mean, I've been able to make some money doing it, but yeah, it did not. And that's a whole story behind me not wholeheartedly following that full dream. We can get into that and becoming the audio engineer and producer. But I'd seen those other people, and they had gotten to certain levels, and then I didn't see them anymore.
Yeah.
Right, so I threw out those names. Even if I didn't know their name, I was like, "Who was the white chick that was on the Apollo?" And you like, "That's so and so."
Yep, right away.
I'm like, "Well, who is this?" That's so and so. I said, "The biggest name I know is Noel Pointer," and eventually,
where did it go?
Right, because modern jazz took a dive after whatever the radio station that was real big in New York. What was it anyway? Jazz just took a back seat to everything else. I love jazz. I was listening to John Scofield on the way over here.
That's why he was in such a good mood.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just what it is. Shout out to my man Walter Williams, who put me onto a new John Scofield album just last night that I had not known about, but with John Scofield on it, on a recording with a full orchestra, guitar player that I love, that I play with. I work with Walter Williams. And he's like a little brother to me too, man. I love that dude. Bottom line is, I didn't want you spinning your wheels, just spending money with us, and not really having an end result that you could monetize. Like, you got the end result. Here's the recording. Great. So what are you going to do with it now? That's all I wanted to do, was make you think. And if y'all following, if you know him, like,
I'm outside, baby. Outside.
He's been able to take it, blend it with this DJ situation, allow people to see him in both ways. He's doing weddings, he's doing events, he's doing this. And it has nothing to do with the recording.
No, it has nothing to do with it at all.
He just went and thought about it and figured it out, which is tremendous.
And I'm still figuring it out. I don't have all the answers. I always tell people that. I don't know it all.
It's still tremendous, man. And here's to you, because
thank you, sir.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Some people would have went home and crumbled like, I don't know what I want to do with it. And the mere fact that Frank even posed that question to me, he hurt my feelings. Because everybody's so damn soft these days. That's a whole nother story.
And you know what's funny too?
That's another interview altogether.
Man. One of my good friends of mine too. He's gonna be on this podcast too. Kyrie, I love you to death, bro. You my guy. You my brother, bro. For real. I remember you told me Frank's story.
Kyrie told you my story?
Yes.
What story?
The story when it was like Kyrie had to be younger. This is probably before Bergen community days, whatever. He went over to your crib. I think he showed you something that he did. Probably a 10-song project. You just sat there, listened. And if anybody who knows Frank, he has a listening face. It's straight as fuck. It's just
because I can't. There's no emotion.
There's no emotion. You're just listening.
You have to just listen. Like, emotions come out because you're not really truly in depth in listening to what I believe. You don't have to listen to me, but that's how I listen. But go ahead.
Yeah, and then Kyrie told me that he's like, yeah, Uncle Frank told me, he's just like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't think you're ready yet.
That was his first project?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and Kyrie, he told me, because that's my guy. You know, me and him write music all the time. He told me that he was offended at that time, but eventually he understood what you meant and why you said that. I was just like, yeah, nah, that makes sense. Because, when I started coming to your studio, when I listen back now, I'm like, I wasn't ready either. I wasn't ready.
Yeah. I mean, my wife will tell you, I wish there was still an industry of music where there could be people going out and finding talent, because I would hold, after all the connections I have in the industry that's left, people who are still holding on to it, the Hawk Islams, the Jay Browns, I could go on.
Yeah, you should, because you got some serious.
Yeah, I mean, I would seek an A&R job where I would just go out and find talent. My wife, she can tell you how many times that I said, "That's a hit. That person's going to be big." I called Nicki Minaj. And my man Troy Patterson, who's also in the industry, very big. Troy Patterson is very well known. Mario was his artist.
And that's Teaneck, New Jersey's own.
Right. Mario was his artist. I had a meeting with Troy, a guy named Keith Jack, some other people. We were doing a business thing. And I saw Nicki Minaj on the David Letterman show the night before with Robin Thicke. A lot of people don't know she had a single out with Robin Thicke where she rhymed. Mm-hmm. She didn't sing or anything. She rhymed. She did like 16, and she did ad-libs on this joint for Robin Thicke called like "Give It To Me, Daddy." You can find it on YouTube. And I saw on Letterman, like, so this goes back. It's like 08, right? I'm on Letterman watching because who the hell is this? She was good looking.
Oh, yeah.
Black. Mm-hmm. Band was killing. Mm-hmm. Live band. She did this 16 bars. I was like, holy shit. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Went to the meeting the next day. Mm-hmm. Before we even start, y'all.
Who the fuck?
I said, does anybody, and these industry dudes, like, has anybody heard this Nicki Minaj woman? They're like, who?
Mm-hmm. This is early.
It's early.
This is, yeah.
They're like, who? I'm like, Nicki. Her name is Nicki Minaj. We had our laptops, so we go on to YouTube, and Letterman had already posted it. They're looking like, yo. I said, look, she's going to be huge. Mm-hmm. She had the stage presence. She was beautiful. She could rhyme. I said, and it was not the stuff that she's really doing. It was this high tempo R&B song. I said, she's going to be huge. Watch.
Mm-hmm. Sure enough.
My wife would tell you I call them all the time.
I need you to tell that story too, if you can, that BET story with Alicia Keys and Usher.
I called that one.
This is one of my favorite stories, by the way, too. This is going to be the clip, too. I already know. Go ahead.
I'm at the BET Awards, whatever year it was. My boo was gaining traction. So they had Alicia Keys and Usher singing it for that awards, right? Mm. I'm sitting next to Scott Mills, who's now CEO of BET. He was the CEO of BET.com. He's a family friend. Mm. And sitting right next to him, right? Right, we're sitting next to each other. Right? This is what we do. Right?
Yeah, you can smell his cologne. Like, hey, let's go, brother.
He invited. Like, he's the reason why. I don't know. My wife used to work for BET, but I don't think she was working there at the time. Mm-hmm. I forgot what year it was. Whatever. She's sitting right on my left. I'm sitting right next to Scott. We were at Scott's wedding, mm-hmm. right? So this is our people. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not peripheral. Scott's talking. And somehow we were talking about who's performing. He says, yeah, they're performing My Boo tonight. I don't really like that song. I said, I don't know that I love it, but I said, it's going to be big. He goes, why do you think that? I said, because it's catchy.
It's a very well-written
It's easy
song.
To sing. It's well-written. Mm-hmm. Is it my favorite song? No. Mm-mm. I said, but I'm telling you it's going to be, he's like, I don't think so. I said, Scott, you guys... BT, he said that's because it's climbing the charts. He said, but I said it's gonna have long legs, bro. He and I are going back and forth. My wife is tapping me like this.
give you the people's elbow at this point.
So actually, she probably was. She was working for me. She was still working at the time. Yes. So she's tapping me. I'm like, fuck, what's wrong?
I'm just telling the truth.
I don't give a damn. Just Scott. Like, what is he gonna fire you? Like, you don't even work for him directly. Mm-hmm. Like, he brought you in here, and y'all are friends. They worked on Wall Street way back together. That's how they know each other. So I'm like, what? I should have no voice about music? I said, there's nobody in here, as far as I'm concerned. There's nobody in this room at the BET Awards that I would not have a conversation about music with. Because this is what I do.
Day in, day out.
All day, every day.
Recreationally and professionally.
Born in it, like you said. I started playing drums at 5 years old. Many people in this room can't say that. Mm-hmm.
They've just been consuming. I'm
living it. I studied it. I'm a music performance major at Lincoln University. Shout out to Lincoln University.
We got to go into some of them stories too. Go finish.
You know what I'm saying? So there's nobody I will not have a discussion with. I don't give a damn if it's Quincy Jones. Because I'm going to come with intelligent information. I'm not just going to say, well, because I like it. That's my jam. That's my song.
And what else?
Yeah, all right. No, I'm coming with concrete information. Like I said, it was easy to sing, has a great little melody. It shows of a love song, shows of love. Like, we're not singing about love anymore.
Oh, no.
We're not singing of love. We're singing about, can I say it?
Go ahead.
We're talking about fucking and
throat goats.
Right. That's not, it's just not what it should be.
And I'll say this.
And I'm no prude, let's be clear. I'm no prude, but I'm just saying that's just not what the artistry of music should be based upon. And we're slowly becoming, that's slowly becoming a baseline.
And I want you to finish the story, but I think you and I share the same sentiment. We could just take a quick little deep dive. I think we share the sentiment of balance. We're not saying, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not saying don't sing about it. Because listen, my family's Jamaican, so listen, they take it there. There's love songs and there's gal songs,
right,
and there's like audible porn songs. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
But it's just like I don't mind it as long as there's a balance.
It's got to be a balance, but there's no balance.
There is no balance right now. No,
we've gone into the deep end and we're not coming out.
Love is a thing of the past.
Everybody's in the deep end without any swimming skills and no life preservers.
No lifeguards. No
lifeguards. No those rings that you throw out there. No life jackets. Nothing.
No David Hasselhoff. No nothing.
No ladder to get out of the pool. Nothing. Like, we're just swimming in this deep end of fucking and garbage. And look. Like I said, I'm no prude, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is that when we're talking about My Boo, this nice little clean song between these two people who were big stars at the time, a great fusion of the two, whoever thought to put them together on this, great idea. And I'm telling the CEO of BET.com, like, yo, this is a great idea. He's arguing me back and forth. I'm like, no. And when we got back to the hotel, my wife was like, why did you go back and forth with Scott? I said, because I can. I'm qualified to.
Right.
That's what I do. And he wasn't mad. And every time we see each other, it's love. I don't even think he probably doesn't even remember this. But I remember because I got scolded at the hotel room when I got back.
Got your 40 lashes minus one. Like,
this is what I know. So it went on to be a huge hit.
And what's funny about that too, because that song was probably out when I was in middle school. 2006, 2005, 2007-ish. I don't remember the exact date.
It was probably like probably 05. I want to feel like it was 05, 06, somewhere around there. Absolutely.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
But the interesting part about it is that I remember hearing that song. I'm like, yo, this song is fire.
Right.
But it's just like, even I thought it was fire on the consumer level. Whatever's on the radio, I like, not whatever, but it's like, I really like that song and I remember that.
Right.
So the fact that like I'm hearing this story when I'm older now, and you're saying that like you was talking to the CEO and the CEO was just like, yo,
he was CEO of BT.com.
BT.com, excuse me.
He wasn't CEO, Deborah, oh, Jesus, Deborah's going to kill me for not remembering her last name, but Deborah was the CEO at the time.
So the idea of just like, there might be some other opinions about the song or how it's going to perform, on the higher up side. That, to me, that was like, yo, that's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because to me, My Boo is just like, that's undeniable. That's a hit to me. I could hear that one time, be like, yeah, y'all bugging. Put this out right now. That's
what they did. And it has legs to this day. Throw it on, people are going to sing along with it.
Absolutely.
Because it's that kind of song. And I said that to him. But he comes from a not marketing, but a finance background.
So like, whatever makes money is the best thing to do.
And it was making money, but why aren't you seeing the legs in it? Because you weren't seeing it from the musical side. You're not a music guy. So he's not, now he is. He's now the CEO of BT. But, shout out to my man, Scott Mills. That's my man.
Hey.
But literally, it's like, you got to understand. So I got beat, but I was like, I stand on business. And with that, I was like, nope, I don't care. He's not going to fire you. You're going to be fine. And I will always speak up as a man with something I believe in. And rarely will Frank Brown speak about some shit he does not know about.
Oh, yeah, no, you've never been like that.
I will just shut up and be in the room. He'd be like, you ain't got nothing to say about it. I ain't got shit to say about it.
I
don't know. I'm not sure about this. I may not be 100%, but I'll jump in the conversation if I'm like 65% sure about what I'm going to speak about. If I'm not, it's better just to shut up.
Don't say nothing.
Don't say anything at all.
If you don't know,
maybe you might learn something.
Hey. This is a
probably will learn something.
So there's two stories that tie into each other, right? So
you remember a lot of shit.
I do, and I forget a lot of shit too.
Yeah, but man, go ahead. He doesn't even have any paper or pencil or anything, like
nothing,
no notes, nothing.
I like when you come to the show, Frank. I wasn't just like we're gonna talk about this.
So he just listens to what I say when I speak. I'm pretty impressed. Go ahead.
Thanks, sir. But I remember this has to be like towards the later end of me coming to your studio. I remember, Frank had a U-Haul box, not the medium size, not the small size, but a large size box full of lanyards of like the all access passes.
Tours. All the tours I did.
Bro.
Well, the shows or tours. I mean, they weren't all tours there. But shows.
Frank, this is when I knew I'm just like, okay, man, you were already listening, but make sure you really pay attention to somebody that has this kind of experience. Because there's not too many people that can just pull out a random dusty box and be like, yo, random dusty box.
They're actually hung up in the studio now on this thing that holds CDs. And there's a bunch of, I don't even know if it's all of them, but it's a bunch of them. And there's some in my bedroom. Go ahead.
I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Because of you is the reason why I save all of mine now.
I was pissed off.
Because it didn't make any sense to me at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, Frank, you literally like grabbed.
Yeah.
And pulled up as many lanes as he could.
Yeah.
BET, MTV, you know what I'm saying? This new station, CB.
Destiny Child. Because remember, we haven't even touched on my TV background.
But
so a lot of that's TV as well.
Yeah.
A lot of it's TV shows that I did, as an audio engineer, not just music. I mean, we've only been talking about music, but I started in television as an audio engineer. Mm-hmm. I started as a musician. I segued only because of a phone call from my dad.
I remember that phone call too. I remember this story.
So that's how we really, have to go back and let the viewers know. Like, I was on the road to being a drummer, just like my dad, playing with all the big names. I went to Manhattan School of Music's prep division from 7th grade to 12th grade. So most people went to school 5 days a week from 7th grade to 12th grade. I went to school 6 days a week from 7th grade to 12th grade. Because on Saturdays, I was in the city at 8 a.m. and until 5 p.m. in the afternoon studying music at Manhattan School of Music. Graduated from the prep division, went to Lincoln University as a music performance student because when I was coming out of Lincoln, I was going to play with all the big ones. Cameo, Michael Jackson. That was the plan.
That was the goal.
And I was pretty good. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So my dad called me. And we're talking about a man who grew up in Harlem, born in the old Harlem Hospital. Met my mom when she was at Columbia University grad school. Mm-hmm. They married and moved to Fort Lee. And 6 months later, when I was born, they moved to Teaneck. Well, they lived in Fort Lee for a minute, then they moved to Teaneck. Called me in my sophomore year and he said, look, man, and my father never called me at school. We get together, moms call you every day at school. My father called me.
When it's important.
He's like, yo, listen, I got to talk to you. I said, I thought somebody had actually passed away or something. I was like, what's going on? Everything all right? He's like, yeah, everything's fine. I just want to talk to you. So what's up? He says, listen, it's different. And this is 1986. Yeah. And we're talking about a man who had a 10th grade education. Mm. But his insight, him being just boots on the ground, even with the industry then, and it wasn't what it became in the 90s, right? He said, listen, at least for musicians, he wasn't talking about industry, he was talking about the musicianship. He said, listen, you got to find something else to do. I said, what? I got my feelings immediately. I said, what are you talking about? He said, you know what? It's a different time when it comes to music. Mm. He said, it's a different time, and there's dudes down in the village cooking. And he meant playing their asses off.
With fish grease. Cooking with fish grease.
Cooking. He said, this dude's down in the village cooking for $60 in tips a night. Mm-hmm. And he said, I know how you like to eat. And I said, whoa. He said, 1986, man with a 10th grade education, he said, you need to get into, he said, I'm not saying you should stop what you're doing, but find something else to back it up. He said, maybe business or computers. Mm-hmm. 1986.
That's crazy. That was a completely different time as far as technology goes. Recording is completely different at that time.
1986. I was hurt. He said, all right, I'll talk to you about click. Hung up. I had to check myself and figure it out. I did get a little depressed. I don't think I've been depressed ever since because I just don't believe in that. But because I was a DJ, kind of.
Oh, you a DJ too, sir?
Absolutely.
People don't know that.
People don't know that. I was a DJ big like Matt.
I ain't big yet. I'm getting there.
I DJ'd from the time I was in junior high school through college.
Mm-hmm.
I was making a lot of money. I never called home for money. Doing all the big parties regularly, especially by mid-sophomore year.
So you were the guy.
I broke through 4 of the DJs because I was well-rounded.
Mm.
I didn't just play house music. I didn't just play hip-hop music.
And that's another thing that you and I connect on, too.
That's right.
Yeah, we connect on that big time.
I played reggae because that's my family lineage on my mother's side. I even broke it down to slow joints so dudes could get close to women, even closer than reggae.
You see,
I'd play songs, Keith Sweat and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Because it just gave you variation and R&B, and I was a hip-hop head, so it was all good. I would put on house music and just go to the bathroom because I'm like, this don't take no fucking skill. This is
just fall on the floor.
But the head guy, whistles and shit come out. They all crazy. Go ahead, y'all go crazy. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to go talk to this chick real quick, and then I'm going to come back to the set and change the record, go back out on the floor.
And that was only one song, too.
That was one song.
For 45 minutes.
And I ate a hot dog, you know what I'm saying? So literally, I was like, yo. So I figured it out because I had this affinity for equipment, and we discussed equipment earlier.
Yeah, now we did. We definitely
right?
did.
If y'all are listening, if not, rewind it. And I talked to Professor Cooper, who is actually still alive, who I'm in contact with. Mm-hmm. He was the head of the jazz ensemble. I said, who? Because we had done some pretty big gigs. I had played with Grover Washington Jr. by my sophomore year of college.
I know that name.
Like
that's crazy.
Huge, right? You want to talk about nervous?
Yeah.
Like, God.
I'm like, when did it start?
Right, like, this is crazy. This is Grover Washington Jr., Mr. Magic and all these other songs.
Yeah.
Limelight and all that. We did concerts with him. So I said, who are these guys who set up the equipment and run? I called it a board at the time, but of course in professionalism we call it a console, a mixing console. Mm-hmm. So who are these guys who run the? And he said, Professor Cooper said, those are the audio engineers. I said to myself, well, maybe I'm interested in that. And came home that Thanksgiving. A friend of the family, Ken Crawford, shout out to Doc Crawford, who has passed away, huge mentor of mine. He said, I was talking to him. I said, I'm interested in taking this up. He said, you know, there's audio engineers in television, because he was a videotape engineer at WNET, Channel 13. I said, really? He goes, yeah, maybe I can get you an internship. You can, venture into that. Check. Thank God I did that. Listen to your family, listen to your friends, listen to your people who you respect. That changed it all for me. I interned there 2 summers, got college credit for it.
Tough. And then once the job opened up.
No, they called me before I graduated, because I had already had a conversation with the head of engineering, who caught me on the elevator, asked me what I was interested in doing, because he knew who I was, because he managed the department that I was interning in, which is a separate department. Told me he needed more audio engineers, and they called me before I graduated. I graduated May 7th of 1989, and I was working like May 24th of 1989 in television. I didn't play drums for 11 years.
That is wild.
I didn't touch a drum set for 11 years.
And you know what's important about your story that I hear now? There's a lot of people, Frank, that DM me. I don't ever talk about this anywhere else aside from here. There's a lot of people that DM me and see what I've done and where I'm going. They're like, yo, how do I get there? Mm-hmm. Your story proves it. My story proves it. Mm-hmm. This ain't about being the best at anything. Mm-mm. It's about relationships. Mm-hmm. Relationships and figuring out how to be valuable. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. I don't go into any place now. I don't go anywhere thinking that like, oh yeah, I'm the shit, I'm the man, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, okay, fine. This could be a $200 event. It don't matter. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to show up on time, and I'm going to mirror the energy. I'm going to treat people like people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And from there, that's how I've gotten the Garden multiple times. Mm-hmm. That's how I've got any big event that you see me get. It's not from me being this extraordinary violinist, because I tell people all the time, including you, I am not the best violinist by any stretch. Mm-hmm. of the imagination. I have become really good at simplicity. All that technical crazy shit.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
That's not my thing.
Because the laymen don't care. Only the musicians are gonna go, ooh. People who are listeners and consumers, that doesn't impress them because they don't really know what the hell you're doing anyway.
They don't. It's another language.
Nope. It's
you went from the diminished fifth to the. They don't know.
They don't care.
How did it make me feel?
And it doesn't even matter.
And that's what I became really good at. And even the people that can play me under a table, that's what they miss.
Well, that's why. Listen, I tell people. My father taught me, you don't have to be the best.
No, you don't.
What you gotta be is the musician that knows the charts. That means you've practiced on your own. I told you many times I'm a practice maniac whenever I have gigs. You've got to dress the part.
Yo. Frank, before you continue.
I got to continue.
Go ahead.
And the third part is you've got to be on time.
Yes.
Period. Because the person who's the better musician, the most amazing musician, usually comes with a horrible ego because everybody's told him or her that they're amazing. And with that, now they feel that they don't really need to know the parts the way they need to. And then they don't dress the part. And then they show up late because they figure you'll hold the show up for them.
Nope.
And that happens all the time. And that's how the biggest musicians lose the biggest jobs.
And you know what? I think that's a testament to you and I becoming like as cool and as close as we have like over the years. I remember like once I understood that you was like a audio engineer and everything, you was working for who you was working for. I'm like, yo, Frank, listen, I don't know if there's any space here. Whatever you need help with, let me know. I'm there to help. Right? Now, mind you, I've already done the Garden. I've already done the Apollo. I've already done all of these big gigs. My resume is big enough to be like, Frank, I know the event starts at 6. I'm going to be there at 10. I'm big enough to say that. Showed up on time at the crack of dawn. People don't understand this about TV. When it's television, you got to be there 5:30 on the dot.
Should be there 5:15.
5:15.
Parked and walking to the set or to the location or whatever.
Bro, me and Frank are slinging speakers, slinging wire boxes. You know what I'm saying? We setting everything up. And it's just like, I wanted to make sure that my energy wasn't just like, I know it all. Because I don't. You know why I don't know it all? Because I don't have his position. I don't have his job. He's still more experienced than me. So in my brain, I'm always thinking like, okay, what's the next thing that you can learn and what position do you have to put yourself in to learn?
Right.
I'll never forget this story either. So I remember this had to be like the third event. We was in like Princeton, New Jersey or something like that. Doing some like, it was some basic event, 3 mics, you know what I'm saying, front of house. And then you had to like record everything, whatever. Frank was setting everything up. Frank has a drawer of like microphones. Pulled out the microphones. All the microphones look exactly the same. So, I told Frank that I wanted to come through and help out, but Frank doesn't really know for sure what I do and don't know. So like Frank is going to like, you know what? Let me test this knowledge to see where he's at.
Yeah, but okay, guys, I'm going to let you continue.
This story was hilarious. This was hilarious to me.
Okay.
He was just like, all right, I'm either going to use this mic or this mic. And they look exactly the same. He was just like, as a matter of fact, he was like, Matt, tell me what's the difference between these 2 mics. I take the mics, I'm looking at them, I'm just like, and Frank, I could feel it. You thought I was going to get it wrong. Frank knew I was going to just get it wrong. I was just like, this is the SM58B beta, and this is the SM58. And Frank, I give Frank the mic's right back to Frank, and Frank was just like,
I'm impressed.
This motherfucker's paid attention.
I'm impressed.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I had it in my brain. I'm like, if you don't know, don't make it up.
Yeah.
Take your time, figure it out.
It's not, I'm not going to have you go set it up and it's wrong. And I'm like, now we're just wasting time. I'm not going to do that because time is everything, right? Like time is very important. So I would never put you in a position to make a mistake on my time.
Oh yeah. No.
Not on your time either,
So at that time, I knew that you knew, like you was able to see that, like, okay, he's done this before. He's lift speakers before. He set things up. He knows how much time that needs to go into it. But if he's here to learn something, this is something that most people will get wrong.
Yep.
They
absolutely.
They don't watch it.
Absolutely.
And then after that moment, I was just like,
a lot of times it just comes down to reading.
Oh yeah.
It says it on the microphone.
And not panicking.
They look the same.
I tell people all the time, they're like, Matt, how did you get so good at this job? I tell people the same thing over and over. Nothing good comes out of a panic.
Absolutely not.
Nothing.
Absolutely.
And you're in the business of things going wrong.
But also, you listen. Like I tell people all the time, we can't do what we do. When I arrived here today, all this equipment was set up. Mm-hmm. This is not your home.
This is my second event.
Right. But I'm just saying, this is your second event, and all this was, I didn't have to wait for him to set this up. It was all set. He was ready to go. He suggested us going to have a drink upstairs. Man. But the thing about it is, I didn't have to wait for him. You know why? Because I tell people all the time, with what we do, if you're setting up in a panic, you should always give yourself enough time. Because the bottom line is, when I set up stages and have worked on the biggest of stages, I did 13 years of MTV VMAs. 13
and that's a big
years.
Deal.
13 straight. We're talking about we're talking about weeks of plan. I mean, months of planning and then weeks of setting up. And literally, that's where I learned that you cannot rush this stuff, because even if you have downtime because you may have ended early, finished early, the bottom line is having that time is important, because when we set up these stages and we're flying these speakers and we got pyro and we've got all these different things, if you rush, somebody could die.
Yes.
Somebody could die. I'm not taking that lightly. I'm not exaggerating. Any stage that you're on, the amount of electricity that's going across that stage, the amount of possible pitfalls, meaning you ever see people just come up out of that floor and they just jump up and then they're on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Beyonce, when she's flying over that car, when she's doing
that car gave her a problem.
Yeah.
The car gave her a problem a couple months ago. Rigging. Those people have to know what they're doing. They are licensed for it. They have to take their time in setting that stuff up. There cannot be a rush. Someone could die.
Literally.
Electricity falling off the stage. They got to know where the pyro ejectors, all this stuff is important. If you don't, someone could die. So it can't be done in a rush. It takes days of planning.
And that's why I don't allow myself to be rushed too. And I tell, oh my God, I've done a bunch of events, bro. It'll be somebody in the family who think that they know what they're doing just because they've been the boss of everything.
Yep.
They come across me, I tell them straight up. I'm like, yo, honestly, miss, with all due respect, I'm not trying to play you. I'm not trying to come at you. You have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm trying to help you here.
Right.
If you want me to do this event, I am not listening to you. Mm-hmm. This is how it's going to be done. And this is proven stuff. I've been in the business for 22 years, 23 years now. How long have you been playing the violin for? How long have you been coordinating for? Mm-hmm. How long have you been constructing stages and stuff like that? I can tell you don't know because I'm actually in it.
Right.
So respectfully, if you want me to do this show, you got to do it my way. And this is not because I have an ego. This is because I know you don't know what you're talking about.
I run into that with my church clients.
Mm-hmm. Jesus. And I came to you to restructure a whole sound system one time.
We're not even gonna stay on the church, folks, because we're still trying to get to heaven, but they have so much to learn, and them thinking that they know more than you because Deacon so and so has a big sound system in his house, so they want to equate his opinion that was in the meeting to what you're talking about as far as bringing in a new system or refining the system. Anyway, what's the next question?
I was waiting for you to go off on your rant, man. You gotta get it out, man.
No.
This is Digital Detox, aka the therapy couch, man. Come on now.
Detox. We'll be the rest. It'll be 2 shows later on the church, folks.
Oh man, that is crazy.
Yes,
that is crazy.
You want to meet folks that think they know more than you? Mm-hmm. Get a church client.
Okay, I know what client that I'm not gonna get in the next few years.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, what's very interesting too. And this is a personal thing. You and I have talked about this briefly. There's a lot of people that heard me DJ and my style of DJing that firmly disagree with how I play in Jersey. So I tell people the same thing all the time. There's a few people that I listen to as mentors generally, violin mentors, DJ mentors, and then the overall, the greater good of the music business. You are one of the people. I'm just all right, if Frank got something to say to me, nigga, shut up and just listen. Mm-hmm. So being that you DJ too as well,
Long time.
bro. This like low key, Frank. You and I's journey. There's a lot of similarities.
Sure.
A lot.
Sure.
You know. So it's just like even when it comes down to like the DJing thing, I'll never forget it. I remember when I invited you over to Regina's, you and Sly.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I was just like just trying to keep my chops up.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And then Regina turned into something completely different at that time. Trying to keep my chops up. You know, that was the first time I had to set up like the sound system in front of you guys. Even though I've been doing this for years, I had like nerves about it. I'm like,
when we got there, you were playing.
yeah, literally.
You're already playing when we got there.
And I already knew that like we all have that relationship now, which is like if there was something wrong, mic too loud, something like, man,
Like,
you turn that.
Not subtly, I wouldn't have jumped in the middle like, yo, my man, Matt. Yo.
You would have told me personally.
Yeah, I'm not.
Personally.
I'm never somebody I love and I respect. Even though if I don't love and respect, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let you sit there and look like a damn fool.
But me, you would tell me.
I'd be like,
you did.
You know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
just on some subtle shit because you want that person to shine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But I remember out of respect for what I was doing, like I cared about a lot about what you and Sly had to say. It was almost as if I was DJing for you guys. I'm not even joking, bro.
Fuck the rest of y'all.
Fuck everybody else. What do you two motherfuckers that are in the business and do this shit day in, day out
Right.
heard
and
all
Sly's
kind
a
of
DJ too.
Yes.
Right? He's still DJing.
Yes.
I'm gonna buy me a mixer. I'm gonna get back into it.
Bro, get you on little stems and
I'm
everything. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be a problem, man.
I already know you would
I'm gonna be a fucking problem. My brain is going so like every time I hear DJs do shit, I'm like, man, if I had that shit back then.
Frank, honestly, in a month's time.
It's not about me right now. Go ahead.
No, it is about you. Cause it's only you here, sir.
I'm gonna get me a mixer. I swear I'm gonna get me a good mixer.
I might even donate one for you. Just so you can learn.
As long as it can do so, I can learn.
Nah, Frank, you'll have it. You'll have it.
My God.
Let me ask you. Based on what you hear now with current day like DJs, what do you think are the biggest pros and the lowest cons? From your standpoint, there is no right answer.
There's a lack of artistry because they're relying on the technology too much.
Mm-hmm.
When we just had vinyl, like you had to really think about what you were doing. Then there was no tap tempo. You had to use that slide and get it right, and then back spin on that record, slow it down a little bit, and get it right. And then you better not bring it in until it was right. If you weren't, wait till the next verse,
next phrase,
next chorus.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring it in the middle of the chorus, or the middle of the verse. Wait, you got time.
Mm.
So the artistry is left because they're people. And the other thing is because you have people, not you per se, but people have.
Well, it's me too.
People have 50,000 songs in their laptop or on their hard drive. They're trying to play every damn thing they got. We had crates, so we had to limit and be careful how much we played too quick. Couldn't shoot your load too fast.
Yeah,
you had to massage this situation.
You got 20 minutes left and you got nothing else left?
Right. You got a problem. You're in trouble. So you had to massage this, right? Because it was limited on how much. And you get there and you feel the crowd out. So there's stuff you might have most of like, I don't really want to play that. I don't want to play this. I don't want to. So it's a thought process that literally could not be pre-programmed. Now they could pre-program their little crates. It was organic as fuck when we were still doing vinyl. There was no creating a crate. There was like, okay, let me read this crowd. Oh, okay. All right, hold on.
I got something for your ass. You sitting there with a meme mug, I got something for you.
Right. And even, and just and that depended on the time it was in the party, how many people were there. Because once again, I got fire, but I gotta be careful when I put this on. I can't blow all this and play it again later.
Yeah, nah.
Because there's gonna be those in the crowd that are like, oh, he played it earlier. So we had to be careful. It's less organic now with these DJs. There's less thought process, and they're just it feels mechanical.
And it's phone culture too.
Well,
and we had a conversation about that like first drink in, you know what I'm saying? But
oh boy, is it phone culture? The party's just not the party it used to be.
No.
The party is not the party it used to be.
And please,
I'll say it again.
Yeah.
The party is not the party that it used to be. And that's usually because of this. That's what my kids will tell you. Oh man, Dad always blames everything that's wrong in the world on the phone. Well, The phone has to take about 30-40% of what's wrong in the world right now.
I think it's more than that. It's more than
I
that.
know I'm being generous.
Be real.
Right?
Don't be generous. Be real.
I'm being generous. But yes, so that's the problem with the DJs right now. You, not because you're sitting here, because I've said this to you, and obviously you said that I'm a pretty honest person.
And Frank has talked shit about the way I DJ too, just so y'all know.
I don't know that I ever have.
Not in a bad way, but it's like simple stuff like play the song a little longer kind of thing.
Oh.
Like you know that I have the musicality.
And that's what people who are musical are usually better DJs.
Because you're dealing with music.
Because you know phrasing.
Yes.
You know when to put it on. You know not to break something in the middle of a verse or a chorus or a bridge. Bring it in. You know how to. It doesn't necessarily. If you got an acapella of something and you got the track from another, they don't necessarily have to be in the same key. But if they can get close as they can, it really helps because sonically to the ear, to the laymen who are dancing, it feels more natural. Mm-hmm. So try to put a vocal over something that's just kind of a beat versus a song.
Yeah, it's different. It just hits different.
It's different.
And you know what's funny? The DJs that I do, I know we're jumping around here with the DJs.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm not the people listening. I'm
it's all good.
Maybe they'll hate this or maybe they'll love it. I don't know.
Fuck it. This is a conversation between me and you. You know what I'm saying? This is how we normally talk. This is how we normally talk.
Right.
But what's interesting though, it's just like there are DJs that I'm teaching right now. And the main thing that I always see is just like, dog, you're dealing with music. You have to be musical. I'm like, you got to phrase this properly. Right. And it's like, this is the beautiful thing about like becoming a musician, growing into a musician, and then remaining one. How do you explain a phrase to somebody that does not understand what a phrase is musically?
Same way you were explained to it.
You know what I said?
Oh, you were explained.
The best way I can explain it, like being that I do it all the time, I'm like, bro, it's a musical sentence.
Right.
That's all it is.
I like that.
That's all it is.
Yep.
Finish the sentence, start a new one.
Right.
When you start a new sentence, it's a new song.
Right. I like that.
That's all it is.
I like that.
So, bro, there's people that are just like, yo, I've never thought, like, people are telling me now, like, Matt, you need to start your own DJ school because I'm on YouTube. And no offense, it's not a color thing, but these people online, they don't know how to explain that in layman's terms. That's all it is. It's a musical sentence based on lyrics, tempo, key.
That's the first time I heard that. But the sentence more so connects because of, like you said, finish the sentence, and that's either the end of a verse, usually the end of a chorus. Mm-hmm. Right? You come out after a verse, you can do it, but it's nice after a chorus.
Yeah, the chorus is like your main idea. That's your thesis.
Right. So once you come out of the chorus, bring in a new sentence, which is the new idea, which is the new song.
And I try to explain to them, I'm like talking on a mic and everything, it's to prep the audience mind to the next sentence.
Right. And once that sentence begins, don't talk all over the sentence. Let it
speak for itself.
Let it speak for itself. Let it breathe.
So I got this thing. This is one song, Always on My Mind by DeVal. And the first sentence goes, I'm thinking about you. In my brain, I'm thinking about you. It's a love song. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, okay, how can you flip it against what the song is actually talking about? Or how can you go against it? You know what I always say, Frank?
What's that?
I always say the same thing. Same exact thing. I said, fellas, when you're about to text your ex, right? You don't actually feel this emotion, but you just want to get her back into your life. What's that first text that you say? I'm thinking about you. And people, they always look at me, Frank. They're like, bro, you took it there? I'm like, yes. It's a sentence that I figured out how to rephrase.
Right.
But it's still the same structure. It's a sentence.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
What do you, like, how can you take the music and make it say what you want it to say? And then also, how can I say, like, compliment what the song might actually be saying? Right. It's just a game.
That's all it is.
That's literally all it is.
That's all it is.
And a lot of non-musical DJs, and I'm not trying to talk crazy about y'all. It's just, I just know when I hear it. You're not a musician.
There's so many non-musical DJs. I think. Nah, I'm not gonna say any names. Go ahead.
I can bleep it out. Go ahead. It's fine.
It's not D Nice because that's my man. That's like we're friends.
We know that much.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
It's not him, but there's another one that wears a big hat and uses a big microphone. And,
okay.
Yeah, I don't. He's not. His idea that he came up during the pandemic, as well, like Club Quarantine was for my man D Nice. He came up with this idea where he's passing the mic, and I don't know that it because I does that really make you a DJ?
No.
That's my point.
No.
That was just a great idea. I'm not taking that from him. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't make you a DJ. I've never heard this motherfucker DJ yet. What's the next question? And I can say that because I'm good. Career-wise, I'm good.
I know you're good.
I will probably never work with that person, and I don't care.
He said, I'm seasoned, I'm good, I got my retirement, all that.
Because I have DJ D-Nice on my side. That's my man.
That was another interesting thing, too. Like
D-Nice calls me and my wife his favorite vineyard couple.
I remember you telling me that.
Every time he sees us, it's like, oh, favorite. I'm like, yo, what's up, man?
And this ties into like...
We see each other all the time.
Oh, yeah, facts.
It's my man.
And this ties into like me doing Howard University and like meeting Anthony Anderson and everything. Mm-hmm. And this leads back to you. I remember I told you, I'm like, yo, I was DJing I was playing violin over at Howard University, and D-Nice was DJing. He was like, yo, Matt, next time you go over there, you see D-Nice there, just pull up to him and say, your favorite Martha Vineyard couple said what's up.
I said that?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You was for them things in. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta stop talking so much, man.
No,
I don't even remember doing that. Wait a minute. So
this was in the we was chilling in the Hamptons.
Okay. Oh, I told you that. Yeah. Okay, right. I remember that. Okay. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. When did I say that? Damn. Just a little too free with my mouth. Just talking. Pause.
Thank you. I'm gonna become rich off that pause shit. I'm telling you. I'm gonna have a jar called the pause jar. Anybody that says anything crazy, you gotta put $1 in there, bro. I'm become $1 million over that shit.
Boom.
Pause. Like,
yo, crazy.
But yeah, I mean, bro, I don't know, man. This game is very interesting to me, man. Like, people keep on trying to just to sum this all up, because we're already like 7 minutes in.
Okay.
To sum this all up, people keep asking me what are the tricks of the trade, and I really don't believe that there are any. There's not really much. There is a foundation of knowledge. If you want to be a professional musician, there's a foundation of knowledge that you need to know. But honestly, my secret was I just figured out how to learn a little bit of everything. That's it. People don't know. I'm producing and filming this podcast, editing this podcast, all on my own. And I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm some spectacular like entity. But the fact of the matter
what's great is the technology allows you to do that.
Absolutely. But you still have to learn it, though.
You got to play with it. You got to play around with it and learn it, just like anything else. But if this was 25 years ago, or even 15 years ago, it would be a lot harder to do.
I think I would have figured something out for the time. Because even for the time, this is me figuring it out for the time. Price points and also what I do to, bring all of this stuff together, So I always tell like younger musicians, if you want to learn this, there is no one-size-fits-all answer. You got to figure it out for yourself. Mm-hmm. What are you good at? What are you not good at? And you got to understand to be honest with yourself and also be able to take honest advice from people you should be listening to.
And constructive criticism.
Yes. You need to know who to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, have there been times I disagreed with Frank's opinion? Absolutely. Absolutely. Have there been times I disagreed with his opinion and I was just like, yo, Frank was actually spot on? Yeah. You have to be
and I'm not always right.
I'm not always right either.
Like, so it's not, I'm not always right.
But it's just like, who do you listen to when somebody is watching you and be like, yo, I got some notes for you. Mm-hmm. So even if they are 100% wrong, do you have the ability to listen, understand, even if you don't agree? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the real pathway to growth.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that.
Not only in this industry, but any industry.
Everything you do.
Mm-hmm.
My mentors, who through, and there's been a bunch of them, between television, between being a musician, between being a front of house engineer, These are folks that when things were right, they were right. They're like, yo, man, great job. And even when they were like, yo, man, great job, they're still like, but.
You could have did it.
Right. This is what I heard, this here, that. You might want to change this or that. And that's for every portion. Music as an audio engineer, TV as an audio engineer, producing wise, you know. And as a musician, the real thing is, like you said, who said it to you? And if you call them a mentor, then yes, that they mean that to you, and you're going to take that all in. Mm-hmm. You're going to eat that up, right? Because they're that person in your life. Mm-hmm. If it's just people on the peripheral, and you know, dude who's a, you know, car detailer.
Why are you listening to him?
You're not listening. Dude, I'm listening to you all about my car and what, but you talking to me about my mix or something, you know. And I know this is pretty extensive, but the bottom line is you got to weigh who's speaking to you.
And here's the thing. The dentist that's giving you electrical advice, that's how I like to put it, they could be right. Mm-hmm. But if you like really pay attention in this game, most times they're not.
Right.
But it's your ability to check yourself. That's really what it comes down to.
100%.
Do you have the ability to turn the mirror back onto yourself, analyze yourself like, okay, this is all good. 70, 80% is good. All right, let me fix this. And maybe I can get 2% better.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I think that's how I've gotten to this point. I think that's how you got to your point based on what you tell me. It's not like a macro game. It's a micro game.
100%.
People think that, like, and you say it all the time, it's not it's not the gear, it's your ear.
That's right.
So you can buy a fancy $10,000 mic, crazy monitors, you know what I'm saying, crazy preamps, all of that. It's just like that stuff might get you 10, 15, maybe 12% better. But your ability to understand to like cohesively put it all together is ultimately will get you closer to 100.
And you can get there if you, like we were just talking about editing.
Yes.
Keep playing around with it, you'll get there. But if you think that you're spending this money for this because this is going to make your product the dopest situation, you are absolutely stark raving crazy.
That's not how that shit works.
You are absolutely stark raving crazy. I've heard some people put out stuff with GarageBand and a pair of headphones, and I'm like, so how'd you record this? Oh, I recorded it on GarageBand. What kind of monitors were you using? Oh no, I was using these Sony F421s. What kind of mic did you have? It was an SM57.
What? Like,
and that's you did the vocals? Yeah, I used a couple. I EQ'd. What?
And they're dead
and
serious.
I'm absolutely mortified and extremely impressed because now that means this person's got. You give this person some real gear, forget it. Now it could work in the adverse as well, because when you have too much that you now have to deal with, that person who was the artist on that microphone and then put on a different hat and became the engineer who mixed it, and you know, maybe there were some edits or whatever, which I'm not a big advocate of editing when it comes to music recording. You're gonna sing it. You're gonna sing it. You're gonna sing the chorus.
No Melodyne, no auto-tune.
No, not to fix you. No, I'll fix you in as a producer. Mm-hmm. I'll get you on key. You're going to sing all the choruses, all the parts of the chorus.
Okay, got you.
We're not going to cut and paste because that's a whole technique. Did they cut and paste in Motown?
No, absolutely not. No. The technology didn't allow them to do that. They had to sing it.
Listen to some of the early Jackson 5 stuff, the 4-part harmonies, the 5. Amazing.
Clean,
Go back and listen. Go back and listen.
You know, I listen.
Go back and listen to these things because these people they didn't have a third of the technology we have, and people are still putting out garbage.
And technically, Michael Jackson recorded Thriller on this right here.
On that one right there.
And people don't even understand that.
They don't understand. Please, but I'm talking. They still had technology then. Michael Jackson had plenty of money then. Motown. Let's go back there. Listen to some of them harmonies and things. Amazing. They had 4 tracks. They had to sing it live.
Max.
They had to sing it live. Not you go do the soprano part, you do the alto part, you do the tenor part.
You got to do the whole three
All
minute
three of us
track
right now together. Sometimes on one mic. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So all this extra stuff that you might give that person who just did this garage band thing, they may be overwhelmed and it may be too much. And they cannot put out their art because it's maybe too much. So it's a fine line.
Yeah, it's a very fine line. And I think, and I had this problem before too. Like, I think when my mixes went from like doing the best that I could with what I had to like upgrading, what ended up happening was I think I got too hype about the gear.
That's right.
Oh, shit. This shit is 5,000 up.
I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this.
Only thing you need is to use this. A little bit of that.
Whoa. Right.
You're done.
Right.
You're done.
But that's what the companies have done to us. That's what they've done. We've got all these things you can use. Buy it. $20, $30 here, $40 here for these plugins. Now you got tons of shit. You only ever gonna use 40 things.
I tell people all the time, bro. I only probably use like 3 or 4 plugins.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
If that. And I made a whole career off of 3, 4 plugins. You know, eventually I upgraded my mics and a preamp. That's it.
And you find out what works for you.
That's it.
Once it works for you, you don't deviate. Listen to how many Swiss Beats songs, the same drum machine. All them hits, them big Rough Rider hits, same, because that's what worked. Why would you deviate from that?
And people still can't reproduce it, really.
No. Look Timbaland. All that Missy stuff, all that Genuine stuff, all that stuff, Aaliyah stuff, same stuff.
You know what I say? I think this is probably like the secret of the universe. People think, and I think this is part of the reason why music is not the best right now.
Listen to the New Jack Swing stuff. Teddy Riley, same drum machine stuff. Think about it. I'm sorry. I just thought about that.
That's fine.
If there ever was an example of using the same stuff with different people, the New Jack Swing sound was it.
That New Jack Swing, like it. This is what I was gonna say. I think people think that being simple is easy.
No.
And I think being simple and effective is probably one of the most difficult things to do as a musician because being simple can very easily be overthought.
Yeah, but once you get in a groove, if you're smart enough to do it like those people I mentioned, what happens is you stay there and you keep producing. And it's like, yeah, because once the hits are being cranked out, the next act, Heavy D wants your New Jack Swing sound. You know, Guy had it. You know, you got all the other groups that came around between hip hop and R&B. Remember, people forget that Teddy Riley did the show by Dougie Fresh.
Yeah,
that was the beginning of that sound.
Remember the Time too, right?
Well, that was years later, and that was my man Bernard Bell.
Okay,
who produced that with him. My very good friend Bernard Bell passed away. He did Remember the Time with Teddy, and he often does not get that credit. And I'm here to say it because I've said it. Even when people are online, when people, remember the time, if it comes up, Teddy, no, y'all forgetting the other half of who wrote that was Bernard Bell, Englewood resident, then moved to Teaneck and he was there till he passed away. Very close friend of mine. So I always keep that up 100%. But yes, Bernard did Let's Chill. He did The Kissing Game. He did, I could go on.
Hits after hits.
Some with Teddy, some not with Teddy.
Do that crack on there.
Yeah. But I could go on. So like he was an amazing musician. But yeah, it's simple. And once they get that, that's the formula. Let's roll with it. But it's simple, and you just roll with it, and that's what keeps everything cranking out the way it should.
And that's what I hear now. And this is not me trying to shit on the younger generation. I just noticed it just from an objective standpoint. I think that they think that being simple means not putting in any effort.
Well, they don't put any effort in. They don't even know that they're being so simple.
No, but simple's not bad, though.
They don't know that
reggae music is simple, but it's really good.
You said what kind of music?
Reggae music is simple, but there's effort into it. Yeah, I think that's like...
You talking about what? Well, are you talking about reggae specifically? You talking about just younger artists?
I'm comparing reggae music as a whole in totality to like the younger artists. I think that the younger artists of today's time, and I could be wrong, I think that they deem that being they think that they're being simple, but there's no real effort into the music. You see what I'm saying? Reggae music is simple, but there's effort into it, which is why I think it works.
Yeah, I mean,
because they understand the essence of simplicity.
Reggae music is simple, and it goes back to dance hall. And it was always simple because if we're talking about people who had the very bottom barrel technological aspects to work with,
Facts.
it was Jamaican people. Not because my
smiley face, EQ, and all of that, like
right. Not because that's one of the if you know me. What's my favorite genre of music?
Is it reggae?
Dancehall.
Dancehall. Okay, got you.
Straight rockers.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
Listen to that all day, all night.
All day, all night. Okay. I go back Papa Toyan and all them, King Yellow and you know,
Pinchers, all of them.
Even you know,
all of them. All of them.
Go back. But we're talking about people that made music with like literal, like damn near caveman technology and created this. Right? I think I a lot of people going to not like me for it, but I don't care.
It is what it is.
I'm not even that big a Bob Marley fan.
I've never heard that tape, but go ahead. Do tell.
I know.
Do tell.
I know. I respect the music, but I'm not that big a fan.
I'm not mad at that.
Even he commercialized stuff. I respect his musicianship, his sound. He had his own sound. He created this specific sound. But I was never a big fan. Not because it wasn't rockers, but, or dance hall. But his versions of what people are deeming these prolific songs never tickled my fancy.
You know what's funny? And that actually ties into a point that one of my friends said. One of my friends said, he said that like, yo, I remember when he grew up in Trinidad. Mega. You know Mega? Mega said something that was actually very dope to me. He said that when he was growing up in Trinidad, there was reggae music, but then there was Bob Marley.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right. It's always been a different reggae music.
But that's why
a different music.
That's why I respect your point, though, because it's just like you can be in the completely stratosphere compared to all the other artists as far as your impact is concerned. But I think you're talking about like, all right, cool. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just
For
like
some reason he's always been separate.
Yeah.
And revered differently.
Same thing as Michael Jackson, though. He said the same thing about Michael Jackson. There was pop music, but then there was Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but then they made him the king of pop.
Yeah. Well,
so they still tied him in.
Yeah.
Nobody's tied Bob Marley into anything, and I respect it, but that don't mean I gotta like it. I never was a big Bob Marley fan.
But you get it, though. It's like, oh, I get
it. I watched the movie. I understand. But
I get it.
Am I a big no?
Personally, not a big fan.
No.
I'm not mad at that.
It's not, doesn't say that the music's not good. Plenty of people like it. I want to know who has balls enough to say that they don't really.
A lot of people don't. They're not supposed to.
Right. That's my point.
They're really not.
Nothing against him. I love. Look. But
I feel like that about myself, nigga. I'm overrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Matt, you're the greatest. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm cool.
But listen, but always keep a humble heart, because there's nothing I love more than somebody who's very successful that is extremely humble. I always love that. That's why I've modeled myself after on my way to being more successful. Because the people that I've seen that always were nice people, people of the people, like Bob Marley was, he was humble. That's the kind of person that I've always respected. I modeled myself after. So always stay that way. Stay that way. That's the only way you're going to be successful. Because once you start getting big and knowing that you're big, somehow your downfall is going to come fast.
I don't know what it was, but I've always seen that, though. And I think that's part of the reason why, like, I figured out how to be on these. I think my secret is this. I want you to give people your secret as well, too. I figured out how to be in the spotlight, but generally speaking, I played a shadow role. I know how to sit back, not be seen, be in a venue, see what the venue is missing, and then offer myself. Like, yo, I can do this for you. Let me do one for free. If you like it, bring me back. If you don't, no blood, no foul.
Yeah, that goes back to drug dealing.
Oh shit.
Give you the first hit for free.
Oh yeah.
And once you're hooked,
that's it. It's over.
I know you're coming back.
It's over. That's that Bronx talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
that's old drug dealing. Thing, bro.
But it worked though.
It does work.
It works
because they like the product, and yes, that's part of the hustle. I'm gonna give you this for free, and boom, you're gonna come back because you're gonna be hooked. And yeah, so it works. It's a marketing tool.
Absolutely,
absolute marketing tool.
Before we get about it, because we're now like hour 25. We could talk for like 3 hours.
I know.
I already know you and I can. You know what I'm saying?
This might be a part 2.
No, I need you to have a part 2.
Part 2 on. You're gonna be able to cut it. You're gonna be able to edit to the part
Facts.
2 in a minute.
With the same outfit, the same lights.
No, I mean you're gonna have it in a minute. We're just gonna have to do another intro, and that way you can cut it from there. But go ahead.
But nah, if you had any words of wisdom for any up and coming musicians or anybody working in the music industry, what would you offer them?
Man, unfortunately, I'm very hard on what's going on right now. I'm not happy because there is no industry of music anymore. See, the industry of music, there was a music company, there was a record label. The record label had money. They would go out and they would find somebody who had talent. They would put that money that they had behind that talent in marketing, promotion, and recording.
And development.
That's all. Yeah, marketing, development. Development, a lot of times, listen, you found the right artist, there wasn't a whole lot of money to put in them development-wise because the talent was there. Now, the development might be in the form of, yes, you're right, I'm not saying you're not right, but in the form of television, interview skills. And
say this, don't say that.
Right. But they would put that M&P into it. And then they would have the connections to get you on those stages. Opening acts were people who were new to the industry, people. That's what opening acts were on your concert venues. That was the record label making a deal with the promoter to put them on the stage so they could be seen by 20,000 people.
And I think I have this,
30,000 people.
If I have this correct, I think, I don't know who was doing who for what, but I think like the motherfuckers that made I'm blue, I would die, if I was dead, I would die. Like back when that whole pop era was starting to be ushered in, I believe that they were opening up for Beyonce.
Could be.
But it's whether it was like them opening up for Beyonce or vice versa, you are right about that.
Yeah.
The opening act was for the people that you didn't know.
I was Destiny's Child's first audio engineer.
Oh, I know that.
Okay.
They don't know that.
Oh, I know.
Come on now, you better pull out the decals now. You know what I'm saying? For all like 80,000 shows you done did for Destiny's Child.
No, I only did about 10 shows for them. And
that's more than me.
Then Latavi and LaToya started fighting. If I see y'all, I'm gonna get y'all. Y'all mess my money up. I had to go on and move on. But I was hired by Matthew Knowles himself. But so going back to the model, what happened is now there is no industry of that. So you poor artists out there who I feel very bad for, you have to do it yourself. You got to figure out how to get recording money up to come to my studio to pay me for my time and Sylvester's time to record you. Because in most cases, you probably can't afford to pay me to produce you.
Yeah, that's a complete different.
I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
And then you got to market it yourselves. And we know that marketing and promotion made some of the listen to me. We know that if you do your history, marketing, M&P, marketing and promotion, made some of the most mediocre artists huge. Mm-hmm. They were mediocre in the first place. And then money made them huge. They didn't have much talent. And
I think that's the era that we're in right now.
No, that's not the era. We passed that. No. There's no money being put into artists that are mediocre. I'm talking about the 90s, and don't make me give names. Okay?
I'll bleep those out too if you need me to.
Some of the most mediocre artists.
You can say one. Say one.
Jennifer Lopez.
I'll take that.
I got more.
I'll take that.
Money made her big, bro.
Yeah, no facts.
She was a dancer.
Mm-hmm. A background dancer at that.
Puff liked her, put money in, got her with some of the biggest writers and bam.
And there you go.
Now you're a singer and a superstar? Huh, wow, okay. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
that's what we're doing. So that's what happened. So MNP made some, so now you don't have that anymore. So I feel bad for the new artists coming up. I'm working with my niece right now. She's a Berkeley graduate, great vocalist. I think Berkeley did not do all that they should have regarding her and her performance. So I've been working with her and getting her around, and I actually had her introduced her to Layla Hathaway a couple months ago. I audio advanced the show for Layla Hathaway with 16.
Recently?
Yeah.
One of my homegirls asked me to play for that show too. I couldn't make it.
At Newark.
Yeah, I couldn't make it.
I did the audio advance for that.
That is
16-piece orchestra.
Yeah,
they wanted me to mix that, but I was busy. It was a rush. It was a last minute thing because things were going off the rails.
Same for me.
Yeah, it was off the rails, but I was working day and night with that thing. It came off. I was able to go to the show. Took my niece, let her introduce her to her. But I'm working with her and learning about stage presence. That's the development you just talked about. This is what I'm talking about. So the development came in many ways, but I feel bad right now because some of these new artists so they're just recording and they're just throwing it to the wind, or they're going to all the open mics, and there's not many of those anymore. See, the labels used to put people on these open mics or have open mics for their artists. They were called artist showcases.
Mm-hmm. A bunch of no names. A bunch.
But they were people that they were interested in for their label.
Yep.
And if Arista had an artist showcase, guess how many people would show up? If they had it in a venue that could hold 4,000 people, 4,000 people would show up.
It's a great show.
It was Arista. Big names. You don't have that anymore. So I feel bad because the industry of music is actually no more. And so people won't get the chance. They're going to have to, by the time, the average artist, if they start really doing their due diligence at the age of 23, they probably won't be shit till they're 43.
If they're relying on the industry to make them big, yeah,
industry. They're not relying. I'm talking about just doing on their own.
Yeah.
I'm talking about getting up enough to be able to monetize their product. They won't be able to monetize it for 20 years. You know why? Because streaming don't pay shit.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. If you're relying, that's what I meant. I should have explained myself. If you're relying on the industry to pay you from the music that you put out, probably until you're 40. For me, I'm monetizing the performance.
That's because you're a performance artist.
Yeah.
But and that's great. These people aren't getting the money you're getting to perform.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because they're not. They don't have the product you have.
No.
They just got their songs and their guitar or whatever, and at the end of their performance on the open mic that they're on, they're like, you can find me at www.so and on Instagram it's the same thing, spelled with a K, and, you know.
www. What the fuck was his name again? .com.
Right. And by the time they finish, they're like, well, I don't have a piece of paper and a pencil, so I didn't write that fucking down because I didn't know you were gonna say it, so I didn't have my notes open on my phone, so I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So now I missed you. Now I gotta find you on the side and ask you again.
If they come up to you again, if they can get to you.
If they can get to you.
And that's a lost lead right there.
It's all fucked up right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad. People will not get to work with the people I worked with. They will not get to be the people that I've worked with.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe you're a prophet. Maybe I'm a prophet. I don't know. As far as you feeling bad, I know that feeling too. Because I'm in the industry on a different level, obviously.
Yeah.
Different scale, different level. And I don't feel that bad. There's parts of the industry that fucking sucks that I can't stand. You know what my real hope is? When I come across the real musicians and the people who like really put their life and their personalities into this and that are really good, I'm just like, I think this is going to bounce back eventually. It's just one big pendulum. It's going to swing one way. Things are going to change, but it is going to swing back in the opposite direction.
Everything comes back.
I think real musicians...
Bell-bottom pants are coming back. So
real musicians win no matter what.
Yeah, but the question is, how hungry do they have to be before they win?
At this point, they got to be damn near like on their deathbed.
That's what I'm trying... I mean, they when do they win? I told you, I gave you a 20-year span with the streaming stuff. Because you got to get up enough followers that are going to... My niece said to me, because I set her straight on some stuff, been working with her regularly. She calls me when she has to. Her name's Alana Isabel. I don't know her stuff right off the top of my head, but she calls me when she has gigs on how to charge for the gigs, on, as far as travel, everything that people don't think about when they're giving a price for these gigs, and they get beat because they're like, shit, it cost me $40 to get here, there and back. Now that's eating into my profit. Yeah. Okay, what to charge, what to pay her musicians, different things, stage presence. I've been doing it for the last year, heavy. And then she comes to me one day, she says, well, people asking me where they can hear my music. I want to do an EP. I said, you don't have enough followers to put out an EP. Because now you're going to have to pay some studio, including mine, because they ain't nothing free. No, why are you laughing? Because she's my niece.
You're dead ass. That's why I'm laughing. You're dead ass. And I know you're dead serious.
I want the people to see that I'm dead ass. I'm fucking dead ass. Nothing's free.
Nothing.
You bring in Sylvester. Somebody got to pay him do his hourly fee. He has a family. He needs sleep.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to help produce stuff? You don't have to pay me. I won't charge it for. But that's my niche. You know what I'm saying? But the doors got to open. You got to at least pay him. My studio's in my basement, so it's in the mortgage, so we good. But the bottom line is, overall, I said, nobody's going, if you do an EP or you do an album, it's just going to be for your own personal gratification, which is bullshit.
Unless you find some other way to get that thing going.
Why? What's the other thing?
And
other thing? No, tell the people what's the other thing.
I'm going to be honest.
There's no other thing.
No, I think that's where I shine.
You're not putting out an album for yourself.
I know, but I'm still different. I'm still making artist. A living.
Because of you're a performance artist.
I don't think just that. I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why I make the money that I do doing the performances that I do is not because I'm a good violinist. I play violin.
Right.
I'm not an engineer, but I know enough to get my sound polished enough.
Right.
So that's 2 jobs.
Right.
And I DJ.
Right.
I put 3 things into one entity.
All of which is live. You going to make an album?
Not now.
Oh, that's my point.
Okay, got you.
I said album. He's not listening, y'all.
It's the drinks, man.
It's the drinks. This
ain't water no more.
Have some water. This is what I'm saying. She comes to me talking about people are asking me about where they can hear me. I told her, tell them on the next show that you're on.
Right.
Follow you on Instagram because that way you build your followers. Then that way you get more followers. But if I'm looking at your Instagram, I'm not on Facebook, but I don't know what you have on Facebook. But if I'm looking at your Instagram, you got 3,200 followers. That's not enough to monetize an album. It's going to cost you, if everybody gave you $1.
That's $3,200.
That's $3,200.
That's 1 month's rent for a 2-bedroom, damn near. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Luckily, she lives at home with her mother and her father. So the bottom line is, and she has a day job. So my thing is this: you can't monetize that and recoup anything because that's what the record labels were built on. Recoupment.
They throw money in.
I need my money back before you make money.
I'll give you the advance. You can take that.
And don't take too much of that because they got to recoup that
shit back.
So you need something to live on, and you want some shine, and you want something to drive. Still got recording costs. Oh, don't forget we're bringing in the Dream, and we're bringing all these big producers.
That's coming out of
they're 50, 60,000 a cut. Nobody's telling you that as the artist. You're just glad that the Dream is showing up at your session.
You got yourself some new ice, a new car,
right?
And you're not thinking about
you're
nothing
living
else.
better than you used to. Know how much money they got to recoup before you see a dime in that sales? So I told her, I said, don't worry about that. Get your followers up. Because that's what everything right now is built on. Followers.
Likability.
Right. Because now, guess what? You put something out. If you put it out for $2 an album, at least if you got 10,000 followers, look what you're making now. Because only 50% of them are going to buy it.
If that.
If you're selling it. Because everything is streaming. So what is streaming?
A fraction of a penny?
That's my point. So you need at least 75, 80,000 followers. Where are you getting that from? Unless your ass is stepping on stages and creating the followers.
And this is what I always say too. We was talking about this upstairs for the first drink. This is why being dope in real life is so important.
That's right. That's right.
That's your real bridge to build your followers. To build lifelong followers, they'll pay you anything.
Because he's the same person I knew that he is on that stage. And when I see him on Instagram, he's not fronting and BSing and trying to pull the wool over our eyes. That's
why
I said. I told her, don't worry about recording right now. You'll never be able to monetize it. And by the time you do, you'll be 2 or 3 or more albums in for no damn reason because nobody's buying your stuff or streaming your stuff because nobody knows who you are to stream it.
You need a lot of
You need a lot of followers to get any money from streaming. Now, unless you're just going to do this for a hobby, you'll keep working where you're working, God bless you. But you know what? Now you're just wasting money. That's why I feel bad for the new artists. Because they don't have the money of people to put behind them that's going to push them, motivate them, get them on the right stages. Did we forget radio? See, podcast is radio now. So you need that person who says, oh man, I want to be on Matt's podcast or so-and-so's podcast. But you still got to do radio. And the only way you get on radio is if you're a big name. They're not taking...
And they don't care if you're developing. You either are or you are not.
All that I've done, I've never been on radio. How about that?
Bye-bye.
All that I've done, 36 years in this industry between television, music, and concerts. I've never done a radio show. I've been in the room when they did radio shows with the artists that I was working with.
Taking notes. Like,
I didn't even take notes. I was just chilling because I was on tour. Like, we got to do radio. We got to do in-stores. Remember, the labels should set up all that stuff. The in-stores with the record stores. We got no record stores now.
At all. Bro, I used to be in VP Records every Wednesday in Jamaica, Queens. Every Wednesday. That's where I really got exposed to DJing.
How about Moody's up on White Plains
Road?
Oh,
yeah, of course, nigga. 205? Yeah, 205. That was a staple, bro.
I know.
I know. Bro, listen.
I know.
That's another podcast right there.
I trust me.
I know you know. I know you know.
That 230, was it 233rd?
219 and all that, around that area and all that shit.
But the exit right off the highway.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So I feel bad for the artists right now because, man, there's some people out there with some incredible, incredible talent who have not learned or who did not have a Frank Brown to say, so what are you going to do with this? I just wanted to provoke thought with you that day.
And luckily, I'm not saying that I never had moments like this, but I didn't have for most of my career, I did not have my head up my ass.
No, you didn't. That's the only reason why I talked to you. If you did, I'd be like, fuck this.
Yeah, give my money. Give my money.
Jazz out of here. Take a Roy with you. Shout out to my man Roy if he's watching.
Thanks. And he's still a big deal. Like just
y'all want to talk about a dope ass single we did with this dude, Roy?
That's still my
Roy,
brother.
Aroy. This dude has a single called Bus Stop that we did at Studio B, my place. Man, what a dope ass song,
bro. Can I tell a story about that, bro?
Dope ass song.
Yo, let me tell y'all something, bro.
I listen to that shit now sometimes. Like that was a dope song.
It don't make no sense, bro. How good that shit is, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. So when I first really started doing Howard University's big stages for their homecoming, bro, my act was so good that they were saying that like we don't want you to perform with like the no-name artists. We want to put you on the stage with the A-listers. I'm like, all right, cool. That's amazing. That's great. I'm like, how much time do I got? Like, you have 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Like, they were just like on the dot. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I got my man's of Roy. Is it okay if he does like half of that? They were just like, yeah. So we didn't hear him perform and we don't know this blah 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 blah. The whole runaround. I'm just like, okay. They're like, so Matt, what do you need for your performance? I need a input for my violin. And give me 2 mics. 1 mic for my DJ.
And 1 to flip off to my man
Roy. Bro, they used to tell me that, Frank, off the rip. I'm like, all right, Mike. So they told me that you couldn't perform, but I got 5 minutes. So you going to take the first 2.5 minutes, all you. And he just looking at me like, are you dead ass? I'm like, yeah, what they going to do? They going to kick me off the stage?
You going to beat me up?
I already know that you dope, nigga. Bro, every time. And there's another thing, too. I take a lot of risk. I be bugging. I'm not going to front. They should have never called me back for doing some shit
no
like
risk, no reward, bro.
There you go. I gave Mike the mic. Roy. I'm sorry. I gave Roy the mic. He did his song. Once he got up the stage, the same people that was telling him that he couldn't get on stage, they're like, wow, he's amazing. I'm like, yeah, I know. And if I would have listened to you, you would have never heard that.
You wouldn't have known.
So I put my ass on the line just so you can hear him. If I co-sign him, I know he's that damn good. Because he didn't audition, I did.
You brought him to us. And luckily, Shamir knew him.
Facts.
Right? Shout out to my man, Shamir. Shamir Stevens, who, has a great musical ear. And we decided to just invest in him, right? We just invested time. Mm-hmm. Nobody paid us for it, but because we were like, man, we all was just vibing, and we recorded that song, man. Whew. Played drums on it. You didn't actually play on that.
I played on a live version.
When we did it live, we did a performance live, yeah.
For UConn, I'll never forget that.
But no, y'all did it up in UConn live.
You didn't go.
We didn't do that. We did the Harlem performance.
Oh, yeah.
That place in Harlem.
Yeah, with that one singer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another story.
That's another story. But we had a good time. Amazing song, amazing vocalist, man. Hope he's good. Hope he's doing well, man. Shout out to Roy.
Yes, sir. We are still waiting for you, sir, to take over this goddamn industry because I'm tired of being poor. Okay?
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the means. We can make it happen, bro.
I need to buy my $16,000 cigars, too, man. You know what I'm saying? I need you outside of Roy. Come on, man. You want to tell that story before we get up off this show, man?
Which story?
About the $16,000 cigars, man.
It's 16 in a box. 16,000.
Excuse me. 16,000 a box. For how many cigars? 4? Like
20. That's like 20 in a box. Some boxes are usually 20. The story is, the Jay Brown, who shout out to Jay Brown. We befriended one another through another friend of mine. JR is a trend.
And for those who don't know, can you explain who Jay Brown actually is?
Jay Brown is Jay-Z's right-hand man in business as far as Rock Nation and all these things like that. Artists. They deal with Rihanna and stuff like that in her industry. He's a great business guy and really nice guy, man. Met his wife and his sister-in-law last year in Martha's Vineyard while we were on vacation because they were friends with my friend JR. It's a trend. So we meet at my house in Jay Brown has a house in the Hamptons, and his house is about 1.5 miles from our house in the Hamptons. And so we're there, we're chilling, we're having a great time. We have a dinner at our house, and Jay Brown and his family come over, and we're cooking and we're eating. And then he has some cigars, and I'm in the cigars, and he asked me what kind I wanted, that I was into. I told him he had his wife bring some because she came after he arrived, and we're eating. We go outside on my deck. We're having a great time. He gives me a couple of them, and I'm like, thanks, man. Appreciate it, Am I getting into the whole who showed up?
You can do that too. It's your story to tell, so that's why I'm quiet, man. I got the duct tape over my mouth. I ain't saying shit. I'm on a gag order by the judge. I got nothing to say, bro. It's your story. It ain't mine.
So we're at Jay's house. We go to Jay's house the next day. My kids are over there. My man JR's kids are there because JR's kids and Jay's kids go to school together. So we're at Jay's house and we're there. And so we're there, and this woman walks in, and I'm like, she looks familiar. And Jay Brown's wife's introducing her to everybody who's there. My cousin, 2 of my cousins there. One of them has a house out in the Hamptons.
One of those situations where you see the silhouette, but you don't really get a good look,
right? Because there was an open window behind her. I could see her profile, and she walks up to me, and I look, and I'm like, oh, I know who you are, and I shook her hand, and I said, nice to see you again. She goes, oh, nice to see you. Now, I'm like, all right, everybody's chilling because, hey, we're supposed to be there,
I guess.
Right. I'm not going to incriminate the person who didn't know who she was.
Shit.
I'm not going into that.
No, we'll do that off the air.
I don't want to get in trouble. But you know who you are, who did not know who this person was. So when she walks up, I look at her, I'm like, oh, shoot. She's got on a pink sweatsuit, hair's up, no shoes, Of course, it was Beyonce.
Of course. And you need to say that with all capital letters, sir.
Of course, it was Beyonce. Of course, I didn't want to try to make her remember who I was. Because last time I saw her, she was like 17 years old. Because I used to work for them, as I said earlier in the podcast. So the cigars that Jay gave me, once I came home from the house, I was at home here in Teaneck, and I'm having one of them on my deck. So I shoot Jay a text, and I say, hey, man, I'm smoking that other one that you gave me, one of the other ones you gave me. You gave me like 4 or 5 of them, like 4 of them. You know,
it's funny because once you understand how much they cost, it's hilarious.
So I'm like, I sent him a text, hey, man, I'm having this smoke, enjoying some time. This is a really nice one. This is the one that was wrapped up in the newspaper, specific Cuban. He says, yeah, he hits me back. Yeah, that was this one. And he hits me with the link to the cigar.
The wholesale.
Yeah. The link. So it's a link. And he's like, oh, yeah, this was this one. And I tap on it.
You should have never done that.
And it was like $16K a box.
And how many come in a box of cigars?
20. So I did the math on 20. That would have made each stick about $850.
Jesus Christ.
Per cigar. Yeah. So once I did that, I smoked it a little slower.
Quite robust.
Yeah, yes. I even put it away and slept with it that night. I put it in the bed next to me that night and made sure it was nice and tucked.
Wrapped it back up in the CIA like confidential plastic and everything.
Right. So literally, yeah, it's all dope, man. But yeah, shout out to him. I said, okay, man, I know he has these hookups and things, so I'll have to talk to him one day when I can even look into that. But that's that story. That was a good one.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, friend. That's one of like the beautiful stories that you got from being in the industry for so long.
Yeah,
it's like those are stories you can't make up.
Now this just happened a couple weeks ago.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
the crazy thing. This happened like literally a couple weeks ago.
And anybody that's in the industry for real, there are a lot of stories similar to that. It's just like what?
Yeah, it's nuts. But it's been an adventure, man. That's why I honestly still feel bad for these newer artists because they're not gonna have some of these stories. They're gonna have stories. Mm-hmm. They're gonna have stories, but. Oh, God, I can go on about the stories when I was traveling with Joe, 3LW, that became Cheetah Girls, Screechy Don Red Fox, Super Cat, Ziggy. Remember that song, Rake It in the Dough? That was my first tour. Shout out to Fred Crawford, my man who put me on that. He was managing them at the time. But Harlem, they were Harlem dudes, like, when Prance was from Brooklyn, but the rest of them from Harlem. Shout out to Prance Lowe. Imagine, the group Imagine. That's when I got I got the job spawning off of Imagine to Destiny's Child. And then 13 years of the VMA. So there's not many people I didn't work with in those 13 years through the late 80s, 90s.
The top dogs.
Right. Because everybody, even Marilyn Manson scared the hell out of me working with him. I was very nervous. I was like, this dude's weird. I'm very scared, but I had to work with him.
Had the three Hail Marys backstage.
Yeah, exactly, man. I walked with a Bible in my back pocket. I was like, this dude is different,
Had to make sure all of Jesus' words are in red, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
I could go on, man, and just meeting all the MTV people. Bill Bellamy, shout out to my man Bill. Worked with him. He actually had a group that. You want a funny story?
We got 2 hours in this motherfucker now. Go ahead, funny story, Frank. Go ahead.
Damn, wow.
If you could talk, go ahead and talk, bro. I'm cool.
Wow, it's getting late. Okay.
Just so you know.
Bill Bellamy was an MTV VJ, right? So literally, I worked with him because I did work for MTV as an audio assistant. Mm. So I used to have to mic him up and stuff, right? So we got to know each other. Boom. We talked. He says, I'm managing this group. I had a small studio at the time. I said, I'm producing stuff, so I'm producing. So I had this, he said, I'm looking for beats for these guys. 2 guys that are out of East Orange area, Bill's Jersey dude. Mm. Bill comes to my house in Teaneck, man. Like, I couldn't even tell anybody. I was so amazed. Like, this dude's coming to my house with these artists. Mm-hmm. And I played him this track. The track was the sample. I used to sample Brick House. Boom, 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 boom. Before Foxy Brown used it. Mm-hmm. So I had it. I flipped it a different way. The dudes who had nobody heard of them, you know, once it was talking about getting in your head as an ego thing, they sitting back in my studio up in my attic at the time. Bill's like, yo, that shit right there. You know, Bill's real animated.
I know, he's mad animated.
He's like, yo, that shit. No, we not feeling it, son. You know, no, we not feeling it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, son? Yeah, I'm just saying, B. This is... Bill was like, what? What are you, that's it? That shit's dope. About a year later, Foxy Brown comes. Maybe even longer than that. Because this was probably like 96-ish. About a year later, Foxy Brown comes out with the sample. I see Bill somewhere. You know what's crazy? And I hadn't seen him in a minute. As soon as I see him, he's like, I know.
I don't want to hear it.
I already know. He hugs me. I'm like, what's he talking about? I didn't even know what he was talking about. He was like, Frank, I already know. We should have took that song. I said, oh, shoot. I wasn't even thinking about that.
I'm not going to front, though. That's part of the industry, too. Sometimes it's not always about the W's.
Yeah.
It's about the W's that you could have had that somebody else probably jumped on.
Yeah.
And then somebody else is like, yeah, you were right.
And these dudes never surfaced. Nobody heard from them ever again. I asked him, I said, whatever happened? He's like, man, please, I had to drop them. You know, I was managing them. They had talent. He said, but they didn't get it. I said, they damn sure didn't get it. Because we could have won with that. He's like, I know.
And that's why listening to understand and not listening to agree is so important.
Absolutely. Like, yo, just put your I kept saying, just put your vocals on it. Let's see how your vocals sound on it.
Frank, there's songs right now. Like, there's songs right now that I've written. And I told you the stories. There's some artists that ask me, like, yo, how did you get here? How did you do this? How did you do that? I tell them, and I'm just like, yo, you know, I see your personality. You got a dope personality. You could sing too. Listen to this song. Tell me what you think. Oh, it's not my vibe.
I know.
And then I hear their music. I'm just like, anybody could be you.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to play you.
Yeah.
But that's not artistry to me.
I know.
And
they don't even try.
They try to live off of like, music is like the vehicle, but their likability and their looks is really what they're selling.
Absolutely. Sexuality in a lot of cases as well.
Yeah.
How sexy you are.
Open
your mouth and sing. How about that?
Nigga, if I was a chick right now, right, and I thought I'll be a billionaire right now. I ain't gonna hold you.
Absolutely.
A billionaire.
Absolutely.
Easy.
Do all everybody else who thinks that they have it made.
But I ain't got no titties though. I'm about to get them done. You know what I'm saying?
No, don't do that.
He said, no, don't do that. He said, I ain't coming on this podcast again.
I still come on. I mean, I believe everybody should be who they will be, but I will have some questions.
You better got the answers too. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So when did all this come about? I mean, I'm just saying. What size are those?
And he's like, those are C's. No offense, sir. Like,
right.
Or whatever pronoun you go by. Like,
right. Exactly. I mean, you got to walk real lightly. You know what I'm saying? This is not the same vibe I had the last time I was here. I'm gonna try my best because you're my man. I mean, you're not my you're my people.
Yo, but yeah, I mean, bro, like sometimes people just don't get it. And in them not getting it, I had to learn. I'm just like, okay, everybody's not supposed to get it.
No.
They're just not.
No.
And that's okay. I don't try to force people to get it. Some people have the ear. Some people don't.
There's nothing you can do. You can sway them as best you can, but a lot of times they still won't get it. And that's a classic case of not even trying.
You know what I had to learn too? Like deeper into my career, it's not personal.
No, it's not. It's not. Because what's crazy is I've been in listening sessions where I played tracks with people who are interested in my stuff, and I hit something by mistake, and they hear a little, I'm like, stop it. And they're like, oh, what was that? I've done play like 10 songs for them. Mm-hmm. You know? They're like, what was that? Just something sparked them that I didn't think that would be suitable for them. But it was suitable for them. And they say, play that. And I play it. It happened like twice to me.
Playing hardcore, hip hop, like.
Yeah, and they were like, yo.
Play that country song again.
That's it, right. You're like,
what?
This? Play it. And that's what's for them. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to call. It's very hard to
And it's funny too, like those songs that I show to those other artists, they tend to be the songs that I'm just like, this is not my genre, but I wrote it and I liked it. I can see this for somebody else.
Right.
And I'll show it to somebody else.
Right.
And,
they won't like it.
I don't get it.
I know.
Just like,
I know. It's hard to think for that's the whole point of what I'm saying. It's hard. It's very hard. It's tough. It's very tough.
Anyway, Frank, I don't want to hold you up for another 3 hours, man. You know what I'm saying? Give them your socials, you know what I'm saying? Wherever they can find you.
You can find me pretty much only at Frank Brown _Studio B on Instagram. And that's about it because I don't promote much more anymore. I'm trying to retire. Thank God for some good planning between my wife and I and some good investments that I'm just really managing what we have and segue more into the real estate management as far as properties we own and things like that. And, like I said, 36 years of doing what I do. TV has changed dramatically. Music has changed exponentially.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm good. I still have some clients with television. Still have some, like I was talking about, church clients.
We're not gonna talk about that.
That's some weekly stuff, that I do, which is good. Keeps my mixing ears good because it's a big situation as far as the band and the vocalist.
I gotta come with you to one of those events. Too.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I definitely gotta go to those.
I'm there a couple times a week. It's a situation where we have to have 3 audio engineers on every service.
Front of house, in-ears, and then streaming.
Yep. Yeah, and we just switched over to in-ears on this one, so it's still monitors, yes. But we have a monitor engineer specifically for that. It's not the band's on their MEs, they can mix themselves, but the vocalists don't have that, so they have to ask for stuff if they need it. So that's about it, and just enjoying life, man. Just trying to help folks. I'm about, as you know, man. I tell people all the time. I take time to talk to people, not like podcasts and interviews and things like that. I try to take time to talk to people and provoke thought in them because somebody did it for me. Somebody did it for me. A bunch of people did it for me.
I just took the time out like, yo, let me just talk to you. I don't want nothing from you.
No, they gave me their time, or if I had questions, they gave me their time. Help direct me. Help make sure I didn't make bad decisions regarding my career or business or contracts, things like that. And that's it. So that's why it's a give back at the end of the day. So when I spoke to you that day and said, well, where are you? It's just a matter of saying, let me help him think, because he's got an interesting situation here that's not very regular. So how do you monetize this so that you can stand on your own 2 feet? That's all it's about.
I do this full time. Full time, man.
Yep.
Well, Frank, I appreciate you. I thank you. I celebrate you for everything that you are and everything that you are becoming, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out, giving me your time. I really do appreciate that, man.
Anytime, you know that. Anytime.
I know that, but the fact that you still did it, listen, I'm beyond grateful, man.
Anytime. Good luck to you all out there as well.
Yeah, man. Y'all better listen in close and start taking some notes and start putting some action to it. You could take all the notes that you want, but if you're not doing anything with the information that we're giving you, it's going to amount to nothing.
Absolutely.
With that being said, this is Give Us a Minute, also known as Digital Detox. This is more so Digital Detox than it is Give Us a Minute, but I am MattViolinist. We are out of here. Until next time.